So Wakenya tumekuwa tukijoke kuhusu this PS wa housing Charles Hinga vile alikuwa na muda mgumu kuelezea Wakenya ni kwa nini wakatwe housing levy 3% ati ndio wa afford hizi affordable housing Ruto wanajenga. But I think there is something we are missing. I think there is something big that the government is hiding. Most probably, and this is just a prediction, the president is planning a sovereign default. I repeat. Most probably serikali ya William Ruto inachora vile itakataa kulipa madeni ambayo serikali ya President Uhuru Kenyatta iliomba. Na wacha nikueleze. Now, if there is something we can agree as Kenyans, is the fact that serikali haina pesa. We have all seen that, we have experienced that. Serikali itatoa wapi pesa? You have options to either borrow more or to increase taxes. So according to the president, who had a very big manifesto yenye ilikuwa inahitaji pesa nyingi sana kuimplement, the easiest way kupata pesa in a government ni through taxation, because then you only need to pass a law, and that is why we are being proposed the 2023 finance bill yenye sisi wote tuko against kwa sababu basically hatupendi kulipa tax. And don't think that the president is not aware that we don't like paying taxes. Nobody likes paying taxes. Tax inakuanga the most painful deduction in your payslip. And that is why some few days ago the president issued a statement na akasema that the government of Kenya is not going to borrow loans so that to pay salaries. Na ndio maana wafanyakazi wa umma ama public servants wamekaa bila kulipwa mishahara. I don't even know kama walilipwa. Na sisi kama Wakenya tunasema the trick ya hii njia ya kuenda kuomba loans is not good for the country. So we agree with the president. Then it means the only remaining option ni more taxation. And he knows people don't like being taxed. And the fact that hiyo bill itapitia through public opinion and through public participation, and if the parliament is going to be honest with the public, with the people who elected them, then they are going to reject that bill. That means the president will have a shortage of money. He will not have enough money to run the government. So what is the option? Now we go to how the government is spending its money. We are told that the government is using a lot of money to pay debts zenye zimemachua ama madeni yenye serikali ya President Uhuru Kenyatta iliomba. Up to here, nataka ukumbuke ile kitu nimesema inaitwa sovereign default. Now, I want to teach you something. One of the causes ya sovereign default is the change of government, and it is recognized internationally that if the new government inaweza angalia ione kwamba madeni ambayo iliombwa na serikali iliyopita haikuwa madeni ya nchi, ilikuwa madeni ya hiyo serikali, then anaweza kataa kulipa hiyo madeni, either atangaze ama akose kutangaza. So after understanding that, the next question ya kujiuliza ni President Ruto anaamini kwamba madeni ya Uhuru ilikuwa legitimate. I want you to look at our debt. Okay. When you ask Jimmy Wanjigi, na si mimi nilimweka maneno kwa mdomo ama nikamwambia ongee.
I am saying that what we have legally passed as debt is 2 trillion.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that we got to clear.
The rest of the money is being called debt, but it's not debt because there's no project attached.
What we inherited from the regime of Mwai Kibaki is 2.3, 2.4.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that is 4.4.
Yes.
We have in turn paid 5.6.
So therefore there should be a surplus.
A surplus of 1.245 trillion.
That surplus
is the true account legally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because you cannot borrow anywhere else. The Constitution, Public Finance Management Act is very clear. All borrowings are for development.
And I have all reasons, Kenyans have all reasons to trust Jimmy Wanjigi or do your research. We have paid more money than the legal debt. So that means to may overpay by 5.6 minus 4.4 by 1.1 trillion. Lakini kulingana na vitabu za serikali, and if you Google, you will realize that tunaambiwa tuko na deni ya 9.2 trillion. So whatever we have approved and we know legal debt ni 4.4 trillion, but wanasema tuko na 2 trillion. So we have kuna 4.8 trillion yenye serikali haiwezi elezea hizo pesa ilipeleka wapi. Baada ya kuomba na hizo pesa zikakuja, serikali haielezei mahali ilitumia hizo pesa, which in simple terms Jimmy Wanjigi anasema ni illegal debt, or in other words illegitimate debt. So the question is, hii 4.8 trillion, is President Ruto willing to pay? Hao, nataka turudi pale nyuma, ukumbuke kwamba Ruto alisema hataomba pesa ndio alipe salaries. So where will Ruto get money? The retro money that we are collecting, lazima Ruto ajue vile ataitumia. So this is what the people of William Ruto wanasema. On 11th April 2023, Dennis Itumbe akatweet. Akasema serikali haina pesa za kutosha na hakuna pesa za kutosha kulipa salaries na bado tulipe loans. So because hatuwezi kosa kulipa loans kama bado hatuja prove that the loan is illegitimate, we have to stop salary kwanza kisha tulipe hizi loans. Once tumejua ni legitimate ama ni illegitimate, either tutaendelea kulipa ama tutamake decision. So that means the government of President William Ruto is preparing a document to prove whether that debt or any debt yenye iliachwa na President Uhuru Kenyatta ilikuwa legal ama ilikuwa illegitimate. On 8th March 2023, the chairman wa economic advisors wa President Ruto, David Ndie himself, alitweet akasema that wa Kenya mahali tumefika, we are using a lot of money to pay debts and we need to do something. So the option that is there is either you choose between loans ama salaries. So if we pay your salaries, we have to default on loans. Is that the direction wa Kenya tunaelekea? I don't know. But from the look of things, this Finance Bill 2023 is just a test. If the public opinion will be considered, we all know that it is going to fail. We all know that the president is not going to borrow more loans. So, we can conclude that we also know that if the president is not going to borrow more loans, he will use the little money that we have to pay salaries or for recurrent expenditure, and at the same time for the development that he needs to do. And that only means because the money we have is not enough to do all those things, then he has to consider the decisions, or he has to consider sovereign default. What do you think? Enda kwa comment section na usisahau kwenda YouTube, utafute Kim Explains, usubscribe, and let's have candid discussions.